3 centuries ago, Jonathan Swift wrote Gulliver's Travels. There, he talked about a flying island, which worked with magnets. Just fantasy. If you read Gulliver's Travels, a 3 century-old book, you will be overwhelmed by the image of the flying island of Laputa, created by the great English writer Jonathan Swift. Here are the passages describing this island in Captain Gulliver's third voyage. I turned and saw between me and the sun a huge opaque body, moving towards the island. It proved to be made of a solid substance, and the solid and smooth bottom shone brightly, reflecting the sea below. I took out my pocket glass and managed to discover a crowd of people moving to and fro on the somewhat inclined lands of that floating body. By the help of this magnet, the island is raised, lowered, or moved from one place to another. When the magnet is placed with the head that attracts towards the earth, the island ascends. But when the head that repels is directed downwards, the island immediately rises. When the position of the magnet is oblique, the movement of the island is also oblique. The novel was written in 1726, at a time when all means of transport on Earth were set in motion only by muscular energy or by the force of the wind. How did this ingenious idea of a flying island and its inhabitants who managed to control it with the help of such a complex gear come about? To decipher this enigma, let's turn to ancient myths, legends, and chronicles. We will discover that during the time of the Indian epic Ramayana, its heroes participated in aerial flights aboard ships called vimanas. Also, many Greek and Roman writings mention aerial ships observed in the skies of Greece and ancient Rome. The same element also appears in medieval chronicles. For example, according to one of them, in the 9th century, a mysterious ship hovered over a Norwegian town, only to disappear. A similar incident was recorded in an Irish chronicle from the year 956. Such accounts, with which Swift would have been familiar, are numerous. Mainly they describe ordinary flying ships. However, in Swift's book, the flying island of Laputa was a circle or disk. Why did the writer choose this shape? In addition to airships, Greek and Roman texts mention flying shields or balls engulfed in flames. For example, in 217 BC, shields were seen in the sky over the Italian town of Alpi, shining somewhat like the sun. And in the second volume of his Natural History, Pliny says that in 100 BC, a shield shining in the sun ran across the sky from sunrise to sunset. References to similar phenomena can also be found in medieval chronicles. In these circumstances, it seems logical to imagine that Swift's fantasy was inspired by such materials, regardless of the phenomenon that actually occurred. Perhaps the original accounts of flying ships are due to mirages, the nature of which is well known to modern science. And the luminous flying objects of an oval shape must have been giant fireballs or other natural phenomena. As for the secret of the Laputan magnetic engine, it has its roots in various sources. Long before Swift published his book, the scientific world had become acquainted with the work of the English physicist William Gilbert, 1544 to 1603, on magnets and magnetic bodies. Among other things, Gilbert states that the entire mass of the Earth is nothing more than a single giant magnet, and the satellites, smaller magnets attracted to the whole. From here to the magnetic heart of Laputa is not a long way.